Hop in, babe, we're going.
Woohoo!
Well, you know, friends from the Netherlands used to have a house left into the mouse. Got an old RV for Penelope. She's in 1983. Well, you know, friends from the Netherlands, bad Penelope. Pet loves taking pictures and Pat has left design. Penelope loves driving till the end of time. Well, RV-licious, if you like a vibe, please subscribe, please subscribe. Hello, buddies. It's almost 2 a.m. in the morning. We just uploaded episode 56 of season 1.
Mm-hmm.
And today we arrived at the campsite at 2 in the afternoon. And then we took 1 hour, or almost, small hour, 45 minutes, after we built the setup, to sit in the chairs, enjoy the views. And at 3 in the afternoon I said to Petra, okay, now I'm going to edit the video. And it was a video of 3 cameras on 3 different cards and bigger file sizes and everything. But I started at 3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
It's now 2 a.m. So how many hours is that? An 11-hour work day. I didn't even shower. I have to do that in the morning. It's the stress of having the budget issue that you can't stay 2 days in the same spot. Otherwise you say, okay, let's relax today.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do everything otherwise besides editing that we need to take care of.
Yep.
Because it's now 2 a.m. So if we have 8 hours of sleep, it will be 10 o'clock in the morning. And this campsite, which we're paying 26 euros for, we have to be out by 11 o'clock in the morning. And I'll show you this. I'm a copywriter, I counted. They welcome you, you sign in. Then you get a list with 17 rules. 17, I counted them. I'd love to go to town on this text, because they need one A4 with rules for a campus part? I mean, if they hire a decent copywriter like me, I can do something nice. I make something positive. This is rules. Rules are negative. Here it says you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do this, you have to have this, you have to have that. You have to have a fire extinguisher of 1 kilograms. Who brings a scale in his RV? I mean,
Yeah.
just the craziness of the rules, you know. And I know people want rules for everything, but you can bring that in a nice package with also welcome to our campsite. Here it is, 17 rules, and then they say, welcome to our wish you a happy stay. What's up with that, buddy? After reading those 17 rules, that drains your fun out of it.
What's up with that, buddies?
So if you're watching this and you're a campsite owner of a camper spot, and just ask yourself one question. Did you have a professional copywriter check out your texts before you printed them out and handed them over to your important guests, paying guests who you want back year after year? If the answer is no, then you know who to call. It doesn't matter if it's the middle of the night. As you can see, I'm still awake.
Better go, Pet.
Better call Pat. I'm still awake at 2 a.m. Not a lot of copywriters are that. Good morning, buddy. We overslept, sort of course. It's almost 10:30, so it means we have an hour and a half to get out of here. And really we wanted to snuggle for another hour or so.
Mm-hmm.
But the rules are the rules, all 17 of them. And the first rule of Camping Club. Het says de aankomst is vanaf 12:30, vertrek voor 11 uur of in overleg. Which means you can arrive from 12:30 in the afternoon, but you have to leave before 11, or if you pay extra you can leave whenever you want. So, the rule 1 states that you don't even have 24 hours to stay here.
No.
If it had been 24 hours, at least, for your $26, then, yeah, Peter and I could have slept, wake up naturally. Now we had to set 2 alarm clocks.
Mm-hmm.
And we could have had our coffee and our breakfast and a shower, everything done. But now it's rushing, rushing, rushing.
Yep.
And this is the reason that a lot of camper buddies don't like campsites.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's the reason why they avoid them, because of rules like this, from that you have to leave at 11 in the morning, which they're saying you can't have your breakfast here and your coffee unless you're having breakfast at 8 a.m. in the morning. But what's the fun of a little bit of vacation if you have to get up the same time you get up for work?
Mm-hmm.
For us, that's a mystery. Let's see, one more rule, you say? One more crappy rule? Let's see. You can't make noise. You can't make a campfire. You have to make a list of people who come to visit you. And you have to pay for people who come to visit you. If you get disconnected from the electrics, you have to pay $3 for them to hook you up again. It says, does the electric get disconnected several times because of your fault, the guest, not them, no, that's not there, that's not in there. It's not in there, that could also be their fault if electric falls out. No, it's your fault, and you have to pay $3 per time it falls out. So if it falls out 10 times, you have to pay $30 extra. So, well, enough of that ranting.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are again.
Hello.
We're in Heateron, where it's the heat is on in Heateron.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a nice picnic table. And this whole day we've been chatting with people walking their dogs. The male woman came by for a chat. Dog walkers, and even a salesman, a traveling salesman was here working in the shade. And he told us an interesting story. He said that he had a few years ago he had a great deal on some property with a farmhouse on it, and he could buy it really cheap because the existing people, they had a divorce and they wanted to get rid of it. And then he met his neighbors, and he said the first day, instead of offering him a handshake and coffee, they offered him a handwritten letter from their lawyer about some property thing that they wanted fixed. So he said, well, since then he's been at war with them. They call the cops on him. They call animal protection on him because he has some free roaming chickens. He said he had to kill off his rooster because it was making so much noise and it was disturbing everybody. But basically, he says, I'm a traveling salesman, I'm on the road early and home late. And he was working here. So he'd rather sit here, in this bench, than in his own property that he bought and paid for. because he has neighbors who don't grow, don't see eye to eye with him, who are not nice, basically.
Yeah, it's sad.
What do we do if we don't have nice neighbors?
We just drive off. Yeah, you just pick things, start the engine, and you're out of there.
Guten Morgen, mein Liebchen, mein Däubchen.
Guten Morgen, Schatzelein.
So, we're in a mixed parking spot again, free spot, with, as you can see, a lot of car parking. The local youth shows up about 10 at night, minding their own business, actually, just doing what local youth does in a mixed parking lot, not even close to the campers, but on the parking lot. And as you can see, it's a big parking lot. They're playing some car stereos, playing the car radios. So, all good. I mean, they're not really bothering us. It was not too loud, but you could hear it, of course. And then again, you're on a mixed parking spot. You can't be too demanding
Nope.
about quiet or anything. So nobody, yeah, it didn't disturb us. It was just some nice background noise.
Yeah, it's nice to know what the youth likes nowadays.
Yeah. To see which songs are trendy, which music styles.
Yes. In this case, it was Hard House or something, but it was a good Hard House.
But suddenly, a sharp, loud voice pierced through the quiet night.
Yes, indeed.
It was one of the Germans, and in the previous video I told you about a good experience with one of the German camper buddies. And this one was, his voice was shouting loud, and we heard the most beautiful German curse words come out of his mouth. We picked up a thing or two. And he was shouting like, "This is my vacation time. I want some quiet." And yeah, he was shouting in the general direction of the parked cars with the car stereos. And it was really out of the blue. It was not on a gentle way. Hey, sorry guys. Sorry local youth. I don't know if that would have worked, but it was Bert. He could have walked over there and said, "Hey, the sound is bothering me," or something like that. Could you park? Could you? Oh, he could just not even walk over there. He could just say, "Well, let's leave."
Yeah.
If you want quiet on a mixed parking spot, that's not really gonna happen. Because always you have people arriving, people honking, people talking, people walking, people walking, dogs barking. There were also dogs barking. He didn't shout at the dog walkers, but he did shout at the youth. Immediately, without warning or anything. We could have just driven off. If he wanted quiet, he could have gone to a quiet campsite, but he just accused them of being loud in an openly public parking lot. I mean, they have as much right to be there as we have to be here and sit outside in our chairs and
Maybe even more because it's their hometown.
yeah.
Yeah.
They were just minding their own business. They were not upset because otherwise we would have felt like they were doing it to bother us. But they weren't, and you could notice sometimes they play some beat, they play it really loud, and then they turn it down. But you could still hear the rest of the song, but sometimes if there's dead, like that bunka bunka bunk, they turn it up, of course. And that's logical. But then, that's only 5 seconds, they turn it down. And by turning it down, you can notice that they're aware of where they are and that we are in the campers. So suddenly, out of the blue, he starts shouting his mouth off at them, and they were like, "Hey dude, are you crazy or something?"
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah.
And suddenly he was outside and walking over there, and then you could hear them closing their doors.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And they drove off,
Yep.
and it worked in a mysterious. It worked. He managed to drive them off.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, a few minutes later, they came back.
Mm-hmm.
He went back into his camper van, and they came back with the cars, and they started again, like ong ong ong, and the music was there again.
Mm-hmm.
And then he opened his door again and shouted not so nice words at them again.
Mm-hmm.
And then they drove off again. And then after that it was quiet. So by that after that it was quiet,
Mm-hmm.
you knew that they were not seeking for trouble.
Yep.
They were not out there to cause more trouble, or they could have just stood there anyway
Mm-hmm.
and make more noise. But there was no reason at all for that outburst. And in a way, by doing that outburst, he did what he accused them of. He woke everybody up. Do I know?
Oh,
It's
awesome.
Penelope.
Another one. Wow.
It's another Penelope bunny.
Amazing. He.
He shouted, he woke us up, he woke all the campers up with his shouting. His
Mm-hmm.
shouting was more loud
Then the
and
music.
obnoxious
Mm-hmm.
than the music. So,
Mm-hmm.
what's up with that, bunnies?
Some people. Mm.
Yeah, I mean, this is our first time that we're RVing in the summer in the busy season.
Mm-hmm.
And so far we had 3 unfortunate encounters. 2 with crazy, shouty neighbors, and
Mm.
1 with an insurance money junkie.
Mm.
It looks like the holiday season brings out some strange camperers, and it's only 3 of the 100,000 that are apparently driving in the Netherlands. You don't buy a camper and say, let's go out there, shout at everybody, and have fights with everybody. But apparently, the summer, maybe it's just the heat or something, it just overheats people's minds. Luckily, it's just a minority of crazy, RV crazies, and well, it gives us great content for you guys, of course. But yeah, let's not meet too many of those people. We're doing a puzzle.
Yes. Mm. I used to do these puzzles in a train when I went to Patrick.
And then she got me hooked too.
Yes. Mm.
She delicious.
No.
RV life.
No.
Campers.
No.
I'm not that good in it yet. I like your ladybug nail polish.
Yes, it's awesome, isn't it? It almost looks real.
Yes, very nice 3D effect.
Mm-hmm. Yes. uh, could you open this jar for me?
Of course I can.
Awesome. Okay then. Yay! Woohoo! Woohoo! Muscles.
Cooked potatoes,
Cooked potatoes.
ready to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect RV food. To add to the cooking video, Cooking with Patrick, a can of ravioli that you add into the pan. That's always good to have on stock. for when you don't want to go to the store those days. You just want to stay in the camper van. You just let it cook a bit, and it's all ready to eat. And it's really easy to make. That's why I'm making it, of course. These potatoes in a can.
In a jar?
Or as they say in Germany, Kartoffelen.
In a jar. They are in a jar.
Yeah, potatoes in a jar. Salted, boiled, so ready to go. But you can't buy them in the Netherlands.
What's up with that, buddies?
I forgot to mention the cost. The potatoes in the jar, in a glass jar, cost 79 cents per jar. So, and the ravioli cost €1, so it's
180.
180. So we're eating for 90 cents.
Per person. Very tasty.
And if you have some fresh veggies, you can mix it up. But today we don't, so we keep it simple. A lot of bikes coming. Yes. Wow.
All shapes and sizes.
And that is the thing, buddies. Wow, they keep coming. Well, the thing is, there were a lot of festivals this month, and they were all paid festivals, and Petra would have really loved to go there and make pictures of them.
Yes.
But we can't afford the entree fees, even if it's just a mere, sometimes it's $9 a person, eh?
Yep.
And then you have to pay for the parking also sometimes, dus you have to pay parking, and you have to pay for 2 persons entering, and that's like $20 or so to enter. And it doesn't sound like much, but yeah, there were like 3 or 4 we wanted to go, so then it would be $60 to $80 just on entry fees and parking fees. And they were saying, well, let's save that money because we don't have a lot of work at the moment coming in. And you don't want to spend everything because in RV life so many unpredictable things happen. And usually it's a 1 year only events. So there was a sand sculpture festival in Frostland that we were in Snake that we wanted to attend, and it's only this year, I think, for the last time.
Yep. It is.
And it supposedly had 8-meter high statues, sand statues, and we would have loved to show you those and make some nice pictures for Petra, but we can't, and that's a bit of a bummer. And there was a ferry festival also somewhere in Frostland, I believe, and then we wanted to go there too, but that was, I think, almost $20 a person to enter that, right?
Yep. Yes. Expensive.
Yeah, so that makes us a bit restless to not being able to show or to bring you the videos that we would like. Instead we will have rants because we have time for that. We do have time to rant, and yeah, this is one of those videos that's also showing you a bit of RV life. It's a little bit of frustration that you can't do everything you want yet. You do have to have some things to wish, and it's only the first 8 months that we're doing this. But we would have yeah, we really wanted to have more work so we could do more things and save up more things and show, especially to our family who doesn't support us, that we can make this a livable, manageable lifestyle. And if we fail in that, they will all say, well, see, it didn't work, we told them so from the start. And we don't want it to be about that. We don't want to let the bullies win, so to say.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't want to prove them right. We want to show them, you can do it, you can find work, and you can put a lot of money away, and you can upgrade the van so it becomes better. And that's what we want to do, right?
Yep, exactly.
And not only want to prove it to them, but mostly we want to prove it to ourselves that we can do this. If you like our intro tune, we now have something nice for you. We made it available for free download at artaps.com/arvilicious. So if you want our ringtone on your smartphone...
Annoy everyone with it.
Are there bells for me?
What?
Are there bells for me?
I don't know.
Oh, for you.
No, I don't think so. Cover the portal.
A portal.
Portal.
It's the portal to another time and age.
In another dimension.
The times of Betty Boop.
Yes. Which magical time shall we
Yes.
be transported to?
We're in Letterdam, buddies. This is some kind of monument. I think it's in honor of the glass crystal factory, which is in this city. Although this is plastic, I think, but I'm not sure.
Glass.
Oh, glass.
It's all glass.
Oh, it must light up like a Christmas tree. Oh, glassy. River the Linge.
Oh. I don't smell anything.
We're in the south of Holland, in Letterdam, and this is a typical south of Hollander street. There's a lot of for sale signs in this street.
Well, I'm very surprised to see that people here, most of them have glass doors. In the city in Amsterdam, we did not see that ever.
In 1882, the steamliner called the Letterdam docked anchor in the harbor of New York.
Interesting.
For the first time. In 1886, 4 years later, the steamliner Leerdam sank to the bottom of the North Sea. But this is the anchor, buddies. This is the anchor they threw out in 1882. It's the only thing left from that ship.
It's huge.
When you're living the RV life, the outside is your furniture. So this is the biggest couch ever. This is a huge couch, buddy. It's a lounge couch. Oh yeah, this is nice. September is around the corner, which means before it gets to July again, we have 10 months.
Yes.
September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June. 10 months of hardly any busy camper spots ahead.
Awesome.
10 months, that's amazing. This is the best time. 10 months of quiet. Oh, I'm already looking forward to it.
Yes.
Oh, I think the battery is almost depleted, but I was renting 10 months of non-crowdiness, and that's what we're looking forward to. A lot of places to choose from, and more to discover.
Yep, most definitely.
So,
Good.
that's me signing off on this vlogging cam. See you next time on
Petrus.
Petra's camera. Look at those trees, buddies. I'm gonna end with a shot of these trees.